Okay, let us start our session. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the postgraduate welcoming and briefing session for semester 1, session 2021-2022. This session is for postgraduate students, and basically, what we are going to do, or what I am going to do for this session, is to explain to you all some basic information about our coursework programs at the faculty. So here is my basic information. So I am 𝐿𝐶𝐬𝐬𝐿 Pinjaman, the postgraduate coordinator for coursework program, and in terms of program-wise, I am the senior lecturer for financial economics. So if you have anything to ask, you can email me through this email address, or you can also send me, or you can also contact me through the Telegram. And for easy communication, I have created this Telegram group, the FPEP Postgraduate by Coursework. And as I mentioned before this, you can simply scan this QR code to join, or you can also type this address to join our Telegram group. But for a more formal communication, I personally prefer email because it will be easy for me to forward it to the respective persons or parties. If, say, for example, the question that you ask are related to their departments. So by doing so, they can directly contact you or reply your email. Yeah, because we have various departments that handle the programs apart from the faculty. We are also working side by side together with PLUMS and other departments as well. Yeah. So we start our briefing session with the informations about the two coursework programs that we have in the faculty, which are the Master of Business Administration as well as Master of Human Capital Management, the MBA, as well as the MHCM. So basically in the faculty, we have these two coursework programs, while the third one, which is the Master of Economics, is a mixed mode program. So the difference between a coursework, you can have, if I can explain a bit, the difference between a coursework program in a mixed mode program is that for a mixed mode, the research component is 50% of the overall credit hours, while the research component for MBA and MHCM are a lot less. So here on the slide, you can also see the facade or the faculty buildings, but I think that this is somewhat old picture because it is still Sekolah Perniagaan Economy. Now it is rebranded or evolved into the Faculty of Business, Economics and Accountancy. Yeah, Fakulti Perniagaan, Ekonomi dan Accountancy. Hopefully, yeah, after everything turns out well, after we move to the after we have done with the pandemic, maybe you can visit the faculty, yeah, to look around its beautiful views, because the faculty itself is strategically located on top of a hill in the university. So we have great views. We have the mountain view where you can see Mount Kinabalu, and apart from that, we also have the sea view. Yeah. Okay, here we have the program educational objectives for both MBA and MSCM. So basically, in terms of the program educational objectives, both programs are about the same, where we have 4 educational objectives. So the educational objectives are the what we call as aim that we want our student to be able to achieve once they graduated from our faculty from by getting the MBA and MSCM. Yeah. So the first educational objective is producing professionals who are able to apply knowledge and technology of business administration in human resource management. Second is responsible to enhance excellent quality of working environment. Third, confident and have relevant knowledge from diverse perspective. And fourth, to produce professionals who have balanced knowledge, charismatic, ethical values, and integrity. And of course, if you have any question, feel free to interrupt, or you can also post your question in the chat box. Yeah, so if you have any question, you can also switch on your microphone to ask anytime. So here we have the program duration for MBA and MHCM. We divide the mode of registration of the student into two: full-time mode and part-time mode. So full-time mode students are expected to complete their study within 1 to 3 years. So the 3 years is the maximum term or period of years for full-time students to complete their study. While for part-time mode students are allowed to complete their study within 2 to 4 years. And in terms of the conferment of the master degree, or in other words, in order for you to graduate from MBA and MHCM, these are the three important criteria that you need to meet. First is that you need to complete the 40 credit hours and obtain at least a CGPA of 3.00, and you need to pass all courses. And the passing grade for any courses for MBA and MHCM is C+, which is equivalent to GPA 2.33. So in order for you to be able to complete your MBA and MSCM, you need to meet these three very important criteria. In terms of the registration, as I mentioned before this, there are two types of mode of registration: the full-time mode and the part-time mode. Full-time mode students are allowed to take between 12 to 20 credit hours per semester, while part-time mode students are allowed to take 6 to 12 credit hours per semester. So if you are taking a course with 3 credit hours, that means for a full-time student, you are allowed to take between 4 to 6 courses per semester, while for a part-time student, you are allowed, or a student are allowed to take between 2 to 4 courses per semester. But of course, the registration below or more than the maximum or minimum credit amount is subjected to special conditions set by the faculty. And apart from that, other important information that you need to know in terms of the registration is that the you are required to pay the fees and register courses within 2 weeks from the date of registration. Later, I will show you the specific dates for your registration that you need to really look into. Fourth, the add and drop any courses are allowed between week 2 to week 4. So if you drop a course within week 2 or week 4, your fees that you have paid will be what we call as carry forward to the next semester. and you are only allowed to drop or add a course or any course within week 2 to week 4. So after we move to week 5 to week 8, you will no longer be able to either add or drop any course, but you are allowed to withdraw. Yeah, student may apply to withdraw from any course registered from week 5 to week 8. But compared to the add drop week in week 2 and until week 4, student who withdraw from any course within week 5 to week 8 will no longer be able to reimburse the fee that you have paid to the faculty or to UMS. And number 6, students are also allowed to change the mode of registration from full-time to part-time and from part-time to full-time, subject to the maximum period of candidature for the mode of registration applied. Yeah, as I mentioned before this, if you can go back to the previous slide here, you can see that for a part-time student are expected to complete within 2 to 4 years. But say, for example, you're already in year 4, and you are registered for a part-time and you wanted to change your mode of registration to full-time, in this case, you will no longer be able to do so because it has exceeded the maximum candidature for full-time mode registration. So this is among the things that you need to know in terms of the registration, okay? Of course, in terms of the change of mode of registration, it is only allowed for local students or Malaysian because all international students are required to complete their study based on full-time mode only. So only Malaysians or local students are allowed to register as a part-timer. Here we have on the slide is the program structure and courses offered for full-time mode. And we expect students to complete within 1 year. And as you can see here, there are 3 semesters. In semester 1, we offer 6 courses: management and organizational behavior, managerial accounting and finance, managerial economic, advanced statistics, marketing management and entrepreneurship. And all of these courses are core courses. And each of these course carries 3 credit hours. So in the faculty, we divide our course into 2 types. We have core course and elective course. Core course is a compulsory course that everyone need to take for MBA. Of course, we also have specific core courses for Mscm that I will show later on. And apart from that, we have the elective course. So the elective course is what we call it. Elective course is a more focused course that a student can choose. Okay, so in semester 2, later I will explain about the elective course that we have for MBA here. For semester 2, we have 5 courses offered for the student. We have production and operation management, human resource management, corporate strategy, research methodology, and business research project, as well as 1 elective course. Talking about the elective course, in the faculty, we have 3 focus area. International business, as you can see on the slide. We have the international business area, entrepreneurship area, and organizational management area. So in semester 2, the student will take the first elective. And in terms of this focus area, keep in mind that once you choose a particular focus area, you cannot change your focus area to a different focus area, or in other words, you cannot mix your electives from different focus areas. For example, if say you take international business as the first elective in semester 2, in semester 3, we have the second elective. In this case, you have to take the international marketing. Conversely, if say a student take corporate entrepreneurship in semester 2 for elective 1, in semester 3 for this elective 2, the student need to take the entrepreneurship project management. And same goes to the organizational management area. If you have taken the organizational leadership in semester 2, in semester 3, you need to take the intercultural management. Yeah. So a student cannot mix electives from different focus area. For example, in semester 2, the student take international business, and in semester 3, the student take entrepreneurship project management or intercultural management. That is not what we call as applicable, or that is not allowed for an MBA. Yeah, once you have taken the first elective from a particular focus area, you need to complete the second elective from the same focus area. Of course, each courses in semester 2 also carries 3 credit hours, except for the research methodology and business research project, where it carries 7 credit hours. So talking about this research methodology and business research project, in semester 2, students will be in their proposal stage, where they are required to conduct a research and present their proposal in the proposal defense in this particular semester. And in semester 3, student will enter the completion stage of the same research methodology and business research project, where in the completion stage, students are required to complete their research project, to present their project in the viva voce, and to submit their project in a hardbound copy. Of course, as I mentioned before this, apart from completing the research methodology and business research project, student will also take the second elective. So basically for MBA, we have 2 electives. Yeah, we have 2 electives. So any question from now before we move to the next slide? As I mentioned before,
Hello.
yes?
Hi. My name is Loe. I want to
Okay,
ask.
yes. Hello.
Hello. For our coursework, right? Our base of mode is fully in coursework mode, as in paid assignment format exam, or do we actually have to go and take written exam?
Okay, so I will explain more about that later on, but to answer briefly your question, for
Okay.
MBA as well as MHCM and MECons, it actually depends on the lecturer in terms of the mode of assessment. Later, we'll explain about the mode of assessment, because we divide our mode of assessment into 2. The what we call as continuous assessment and final exam. Yeah, and we leave it to the lecturers to decide what mode of assessment that they want to apply for their course based on the online what we call as online lecture that we are currently into. Yeah, but don't worry about that. I will explain more about that later on once we are in that part. Okay.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so here you can see on the screen the program structure in courses offered for MBA part-time mode. So for a full-time, if we can still remember, we have 3 semesters. For a part-time mode, we have this what we call as program structure, which contain 6 semesters. Yeah. So in semester 1, session 2021-2022, student will take 3 core courses: management and organizational behavior, managerial accounting and finance, and managerial economics. In semester 2, session 2020-2022, or next semester, student will take production and operation management, human resource management, and 1 elective course, and the elective course is the same as in full-time mode. In fact, a full-time student and part-time student will take the same lecture. They will take the same what we call as a session. And of course, we have the 3 elective course focus area: the international business, entrepreneurship, as well as the organizational management. And students are allowed to choose the focus area that they wanted to take for their MBA programs. In semester 3, we have we have the second elective course that the student need to complete as a part-timer. In semester 1, session 2022-2023, student will take 3 core courses: the advanced statistics, marketing management, and entrepreneurship. In semester 2, session 2022-2023, the student will take corporate strategy, a core course, and the research methodology and business research project in the proposal stage. So as I mentioned before this, in the proposal stage, students are required to construct a research proposal that they need to present in the proposal presentation or proposal session. And in semester 3, the student will enter the completion stage for the research methodology and business research project, where they are required to complete their research, to present their research in a viva voce, and to submit a hardbound copy of the said project. And as you can see over here, the total number of credit hours for MBA is 40 credit hours. And as indicated, Malaysians or local students are allowed to change their status to become a full-time student at any time during candidature. So if you're a part-timer and you suddenly decide to move into a full-timer, you are allowed to do so, subject to the approval from the faculty. And at the same time, if you're a full-timer and you wanted to change your status or mode of registration into a part-time, you are also allowed to do so, subject to the approval from the faculty. So we have flexibility in terms of changing the modes of the registration, because we understand the requirement of our student. Majority of our students are the working adults that have certain constraints, especially in terms of what we call as career-wise. So that is why we have this flexibility. Apart from that, even though it is stated here, for example, in semester 1, students are allowed to take, a student need to take 3 courses, but it is also up to the student, because as I mentioned before this, for a part-time student, you are allowed to take between 2 courses to 4 courses per semester. Yeah, 6 credit hours to 12 credit hours. Yeah, so if the courses carries 3 credit hours each, you are allowed to take from 2 to 4 courses per semester. But of course, we advise you to take or to follow this program structure that we have constructed. Yeah, so that it will be helpful for you as well to arrange your what we call as timetable and so on. So we move to the course component for MHCM. So this is the program structure and course offered for full-time student for the program of MHCM. In semester 1, student will take 6 courses: Human Capital Management, Management and Organizational Behavior, Human Resource Information System, Human Capital Planning and Development, Psychology and Counseling in Organization, as well as Law and Practices in Human Capital Management. So all of these courses are core courses, yeah? And each of these courses carries 3 credit hours. And if I can relate the courses that we offer for each program, we offer the courses so that it can achieve the program educational objective that I have explained before this. So that is how we choose what courses to offer for each program. We can move to the second semester. In the second semester, we have another 6 courses: compensation strategy, performance management, strategic human capital management, technology application in human capital management, and research methodology and research project, which in this case carries 6 credit hours. And apart from that, student will take the first elective course. So similar to MBA, for MHCM, student will take 2 elective courses. For part-time student, the first elective course will be taken in semester 2. So here we have a number of electives that the student can choose the elective from. And unlike the MBA, for MHCM, the elective course carry 2 credit hours only, which means that instead of having a 3 hours of lecture, for the elective, the hours for lecture only 2 hours, as you can see here. And of course, in semester 2, student will be in their proposal stage for research methodology and research project. So this is the research element for MHCM. So the research element for MBA is as explained before this. And of course, in the proposal stage, students are required to write a research proposal that they need to present in the proposal presentation. And in semester 3, student will enter the completion stage of the said research project, where they are required to complete their research, present their research in a viva voce, and to submit a hardbound copy of the research project. And of course, here, as you can see, student will take the second elective course. And the second elective course also carries 2 credit hours. And the elective is as listed on the screen or on this slide, as you can see. But of course, per cohort or per intake, the faculty only offer 2 elective from for MBA. Yeah, the faculty only offer 2 elective for MHCM. And the way we decide what electives to offer depends on the nomination from the student. Yeah. So if, say, for example, based on the nomination, cross-culture and diversity management, as well as workplace safety and healthy, receive the highest nomination, then these 2 courses will be offered as elective for that particular cohort. Yeah, so a cohort means what we call it as a cycle. Yeah, or it is a cohort is a session before semester 1, session 2022-2023. Okay, so that is what a cohort is. So say, for example, based on the nomination, cross-culture and diversity management, as well as workplace safety and health, receive the highest nomination, then these 2 will be offered by the faculty. And all MHCM student will need to take the two electives as their elective, cross-culture and diversity management, as well as workplace safety and health. Of course, conversely, if say, for example, based on the nomination, international human resource management as well as labor economics receive the highest nomination, then these two electives will be taken or need to be completed by the student, because they will be the only two electives that will be offered by the faculty in that particular situation. And talking about what we call as semesters in the faculty. So we basically divide our semesters into two types: long semester and short semester. Long semester, in this case, are semester 1 and semester 2. Same goes to MBA. While semester 3 is considered as a short semester. A long semester comprised of 14 hours of, 14 weeks of lecture, while a short semester comprised of 7 weeks of lecture. So just like the MBA, we also expect students to be able to complete their 𝐿HCM program as a full-time student within 1 year. This on the screen is the program structure in courses offered for part-time student for 𝐿HCM. And just like the MBA, we have 6 semesters. We have 4 long semesters and 2 short semesters. In semester 1, session 2021-2022, we have 3 courses offered: Human Capital Management, Management in Organizational Behavior, as well as Human Resource Information System. In semester 2, we have Compensation Strategy, Performance Management in 1 elective course. And in semester 3, we have the second elective course. In semester 1, session 2022-2023, so this is this is for the next year's session. We have Human Capital Planning and Development, Psychology and Counseling in Organization, as well as Law and Practices in Human Capital Management. In semester 2, session 2022-2023, we have the technology application, or the student need to take technology applications in human capital management, strategic human capital management, as well as the research methodology and business research project in the proposal stage. In semester 3, session 2022-2023, student will enter the completion stage for the research methodology and business research project. And here you can see that the number of credit hours for 𝐿HCM is similar to MBA, with a total of 40 credit hours. And for a part-time 𝐿HCM student, by following this program structure that we have constructed, we expect the student to be able to complete within 2 years. Yeah, around 2 years. Okay, that's for the coursework programs, the MBA and 𝐿HCM. Are there any questions before we move to the Master of Economics? Please stay, because after this, I'm going to explain about the method of assessment, and I will also try to share you some information about the coursework programs that we have in the faculty. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the other informations, yeah, apart from the information that I have shared just now. Okay, so far all clear. Thank you very much for the feedback. Okay, we move to the Master of Economics. So for the Master of Economics, as I mentioned before, Master of Economics is a mixed mode program compared to a coursework program, the research component for a mixed mode is 50%. Yeah. So the total credit hours for 𝐸CONS is 40 credit hours, and the research component carries 50% out of that credit hours. Yeah, so here you have the program educational objective for the Master of Economics. First is to provide advanced education in the field of economics. Second is to prepare skilled workers with economics knowledge. And third is to provide continuous education for lifelong professional growth. In terms of program duration for 𝐸CONS, for full-time, students are allowed to complete or are expected to complete within 3 to 6 semesters, while part-time students are allowed to complete within 5 to 10 semesters. Compared to MBA and Mscm, in 𝐸CONS or mixed mode program, we don't have short semesters. All semesters offered for 𝐸CONS are long semesters that comprises of 14 weeks of lecture. In terms of the confirmative degree, it is similar to the MBA and Mscm, where students need to complete 40 credit hours, obtain at least CGPA 3.0, and pass all courses. And here we have additional information or requirement, and pass the dissertation as well. And of course, the passing grade for all courses in 𝐸CONS is the same as in MBA and Mscm. It is the passing grade is 2.33 or C+. So this is similar to the information that I have mentioned before. But of course, the only difference is in terms of the registration for full-time mode students are allowed to take between 12 to 21 credit hours, while part-time students are allowed to take 6 credit hours per semester only. So if the course carries 3 credit hours, a full-time student are allowed to take within 4 to 7 courses, while a part-time student are only allowed to take 2 courses. So if you wanted to finish your study fast, register for a full-time mode. But if you want to take more time, and take less courses per semester, then you can register for a part-time mode. So here we have the program structure in courses offered for Master of Economics for full-time mode. In semester 1, we have 4 courses: Advanced Microeconomics, Advanced Macroeconomics, Econometrics, Theory and Application, as well as Project Planning and Appraisal. In semester 2, we have 3 courses: the International Financial Economics, Research Method, and Elective course. Yeah, so similar to the 𝐸CM. Yeah, the course that the faculty offer depends on the number of nomination. If, say, for example, based on the nomination, Applied Human Resource Economics, so here we have a list of electives. Based on the nomination, say, for example, we have identified that Applied Human Resource Economics received the highest nomination from 𝐸CON student, then this is the course that we are going to offer. And all 𝐸CON students at that time need to take this Applied Human Resource Economics as their elective. Of course, apart from the 3 courses, student will also take the dissertation in the proposal stage in semester 2, where in proposal stage, students are required to create or to write their research proposal, and they will present it in the proposal presentation. And in semester 1, session 2022-2023, student will enter the completion stage of the said dissertation, where in the completion stage, students are required to complete their research, to present in a viva voce, and of course, to submit the hardbound copy of their research. As you can see here, the amount of credit hours for dissertation is 19 credit hours, which is a lot more compared to the research component for MBA and MHCM. In fact, it covers 50% or about 50% of the overall credit hours for MECON. So that is why we call it a mixed mode, a mixture of coursework and research component. And here you can notice that the time length for MECON students to complete their MECONs is slightly longer compared to MBA and MSCM. Because, as I mentioned before this, for our full-time student, MBA and MSCM, we expect students to complete around 1 year. Around, not exactly, but around 1 year, if they follow the program structure. Yeah. But of course, for MECONs, as you can see here, we expect students to be able to complete around 1.5 years. Yeah, 1.5 year. So as I mentioned, in MECONs, we don't have short semester. We only have long semesters that comprises of 14 weeks of lecture. So the research component of MECONs is a lot higher compared to the MBA and MSCM. And another difference is that in MECONs, we split the research component into research method and the dissertation. While for MBA and MSCM, we combine the research method and the research project, as you can see on the slide. Okay, so here we have the courses offered for part-time MECONs student. In semester 1, session 2021-2022, student will take advanced microeconomics and advanced macroeconomics. In semester 2, student will take international financial economics and the elective course. In MECONs, we only have one elective course. In semester 1, session 2022-2023, student will take the econometrics theory and application and project planning and appraisal. In semester 2, session 2022-2023, student will take the research methods and the dissertation. And this is the proposal stage of the dissertation. And of course, in semester 1, session 2023-2024, student will enter or will be in their completion stage of the dissertation, where just like before this, they are required to complete their research, to present their paper in or project in the viva voce, and last but not least, to submit their hardbound copy of the dissertation. Okay, so any question for the MECONs before we move to the next slide? If I can ask, are there any MECON students here? Are there any MECON students here? Oh, yeah, we have Muhammad Shafi'i, our alumni. Welcome, Muhammad Shafi'i. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, so we move. I believe that we don't have questions so far. We move to the next slide. Don't worry, we are about to end. We are almost complete. I'm almost at the end of the slides already, or at the end of the presentation. So here we have the course assessment. As I mentioned before this, we divide our assessment into two: coursework or continuous assessment, which carries 60%, and final exam, which carries 40%. Okay, so in terms of the coursework or continuous assessment, the assessment varied and depending on the lecturers, as I mentioned, where it can be from the class participation, case studies, either individual or group case studies, term paper, mid-semester exam, quizzes, or assignment and presentation. So these are among the method of assessment for coursework or continuous assessment. And it carries 60% of the overall grade or overall marks for each course that we have for MBA, MHCM, and ME-Cons. And the other 40% comes from the final exam. Yeah, 40% comes from the final exam. In terms of the continuous assessment or coursework, which carries 60%, we leave it to the lecturer to decide what method of assessment that they wanted to implement for their course. Yeah, as I mentioned, it can be group assignment, it can be presentation, it can be a midterm exam or quizzes as well, or it can be a combination of the said method of assessment. But of course, for the final exam, after we have completed the lecture week, then we will move to the exam week where student will take or complete their final examination. But as for now, we are still conducting the lecture or the session online. So it means that for at the moment or for this particular semester, we leave the decision to the lecturers to decide whether they wanted to do 100% continuous assessment without a final exam, or to conduct the final exam as well for the online session. Yeah, so as for now, as I mentioned, we are still conducting online session for this semester. So the lecturers have the decision whether to conduct the assessment 100% based on coursework without a final exam, or split the assessment into coursework and final exam as well. Because last semester, for example, there are a number of courses that have final exam, but the rest are all conducting the assessment based on continuous assessment 100%. But of course, as indicated here, this method of assessment is inapplicable for the research component for MBA, MHCM, and the Econs, because for the research component, students are required to conduct research, yeah, and to present their research proposal in the proposal stage, and then after that to complete their research and to present it in the completion stage, yeah, and to submit their project in based on the hardbound copy to the faculty. Are there any questions for the course assessment? Let me check. Okay, none so far. Okay, we move to the next slide. So we are about to end our presentation or briefing session. In terms of the grades, here you can see that for a student to get an A, which is equivalent to 4.0 GPA, the grade is, or the marks that the student need to achieve is between 80 to 100% per course. A minus is equivalent to 3.67 or between 75 to 79% out of 100. B plus is equivalent to 3.33 GPA, which the student can achieve if they score between 70 to 74%. B is equivalent to 3, which the student can achieve if they score between 65 to 69% for each course. B minus is equivalent to 2.67 GPA, and the marks is between 60 to 64, and C plus is equivalent to 2.33, which the student can score or achieve if they score between 55 to 59%. And C plus is our minimum passing grade. Yeah, it is the minimum passing grade, which means that the student, in order for them to pass a course, they need to achieve at least a C plus. So that is one of the requirements in order for you to complete your study. And of course, we have also, if you achieve or if a student score below than 55, then student will get an F for the said course. Here, student is allowed to register for repeating the course if, number one, student fail or get an F in any course taken, or B, student obtain grade B minus or C plus for the course. And this is only allowed once throughout the candidature. As I mentioned before this, in order for the student to be conferred with a degree or to graduate, student need to meet the 3 requirements. First is to complete the 40 credit hours. Second is to obtain a CGPA of 3.00 minimum. And the third is to pass all courses. If, say, for example, you have completed all courses and you also pass all of them with C plus, in that case, your CGPA will also be 2.33. Yeah. So in that situation, you need to repeat some of the courses in order to ensure that the overall CGPA will be 3.00 in order for the student to graduate. So keep in mind about this, because here it is stated that to obtain grade B minus, in order to repeat the course, it is only allowed once throughout the candidature. So my advice is for you to aim as high as possible, yeah, and avoid from repeating the course. In terms of the candidature status, yeah, in terms of the candidature status, so we have a number of status that we can see on the slide here. If the student obtain a CGPA 3.0 and above, the student will obtain pass. If the student obtain a CGPA between 2.33 to 2.99, the student will get conditional pass or lulus bersyarat. So if the student get this status, conditional pass, then the student are required to discuss with the coordinator, which is me, and to get the approval from the dean of the faculty in order to proceed for course registration for the following semester. So if any one of you who obtain conditional pass for this semester or for any semesters in the future, kindly inform me as soon as possible for us to discuss about your registration for the following semesters. Apart from that, here it is stated that conditional pass in 2 consecutive semesters shall be given the status of failed and terminated. It means that if a student get a conditional pass in semester 1, the student can or the student are allowed to proceed for semester 2. But say, for example, unfortunately, in semester 2, the students still obtain conditional pass for that particular semester for the second time, then the status will be converted into fail in terminated, where the student cannot proceed or cannot continue for the following semesters because of this status of fail and terminated. So here, for this gagal dan diberhentikan or fail and terminated, this is given for the student who obtain a CGPA less than 2.33 in any semester, or obtain a LB, conditional pass, for 2 consecutive semesters, as I mentioned before this. And if the student receive this information, they can still appeal to continue their study, but they need to appeal within 2 weeks of the faculty. So once the what we call as the exam result for the semester is released, quickly check your status in order to see whether in order to see which status are you belong. Because if you are in conditional pass, if the student is in conditional pass or fail and terminated, then the student need to inform me in order to see what are the further action that need to be taken, yeah, if the student wanted to pursue or to continue their study. Of course, apart from that, we also have other statuses such as deferment, suspension, withdrawal, and terminated. Deferment is for the student who choose to defer for their semester or for a particular semester. Say, for example, due to certain reason, yeah, health issue, for example, the student decides to take a break, then the student are allowed to defer for a particular semester. Yeah, so another is the suspension and withdrawal. So withdrawal is for a student who think that he doesn't or she doesn't want to carry on anymore. So in that case, the student can apply for a withdrawal from the program. Yeah? And last but not least, we also have this status called terminated, and it is usually imposed to the student due to the reasons of misconduct. And you can check about the you can check the information or further information about the candidature status or other information that are relevant for coursework as well as mixed mode by what we call as downloading the postgraduate student manual. Yeah, I will share that manual later on in the Telegram. So that is why it is important for you to join that Telegram and try to read the manual because it comprises a lot of information that are relevant for you to know. Yeah? So that manual are the regulations that that the student needs to follow. Yeah, the postgraduate manual. So here we have the academic calendar for. Okay, we have one question from Mr. Harriet. The question is, can you give some advice about obtaining top grades in every course? So this is a very good question. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Harriet. Okay. As a tips that I can share with all of you in order to achieve the top grades, you need to complete all the assessment. Yeah. Maintain a constant communication with your lecturer. And apart from that, cooperate nicely with your group members. If the assessment require group, what we call as collaboration. And apart from that, try to arrange your timetable because I know a lot of you here are working adults. You have other commitment, working commitment or work commitment, family commitment, personal commitment, so on and so forth. So it is very important for you to plan your study very well per semester. Yeah, and you need to have some sort of discipline. And apart from that, yeah, as I said before this, maintain constant communication with the lecturers and don't try to do the task, don't try to delay the task or to procrastinate. So try to say, for example, you have instructed to do an individual assignment. Don't wait until, 1 day or 2 days before the deadline to complete or to do the said assessment. Try to do the assessment as soon as possible, so that you will have a good assessment to submit to the lecturer. And of course, it depends on the lecturer. In my case, I welcome students to submit draft as well in terms of assessment or in terms of individual or group assignment. You can also ask the same thing to the lecturer, whether they allowed you to submit draft for your group assignment or for individual assignment. From that, they can check and give you feedback. What are the areas that you need to improve? So this can also help you to, to score a higher grade for your courses that you take for that particular semester. Yeah. So thank you very much for bringing that up, Mr. Harith. So I welcome other question. You can simply put it in the chat box if you want, or if you prefer it that way. Okay. Yeah. This on the screen we have the academic calendar. Sorry for this error. For semester 1, session 2021-2022 for this semester. Here you need to take note of this very important information. Yeah, this in terms of the registration for new students, the duration is 2 weeks between 6 September to 19 September. The university briefing, the duration is 1 day in 7 September. For the course registration for the current postgraduate student, the duration is 2 weeks. And of course, this is not related to you. And the date is between 27th of September to 10th October 2021. And the application for the deferment of the study is allowed for 2 weeks from 27th of September until 10th of October 2021, while the late registration is allowed within 11th of October until 24th of October, and the duration is about 2 weeks. But of course, the penalty for late registration is 200, and it is one-off, and an additional of 50 ringgit per course will be charged to the student. So if a student late to register 3 courses, then it will be 200 plus 150. The suspension of candidature is imposed for the student, yeah, if they fail to register starting from 22nd of October 2021, and the class will commence on 27th of September until 9 January 2022, which is 14 weeks, as I mentioned, because in semester 1 we have long semesters. And the add drop week is allowed between week 2 to week 4. And the specific date is from 4 October until 24 October, which is around 3 weeks. So if you decide to add or to drop certain courses, make sure that you apply within this particular period of time. Yeah. So this is to ensure that the fees that you have paid can be carried forward for semester 2. Okay, because once we entered week 5 to week 8, then a student no longer be able to either add or drop course, but they can still withdraw a said course. So as I said, course withdrawal means the student will no longer be able to get a reimbursement, or they will longer be able to carry forward the fee that they have paid for that particular course. And the duration is about 4 weeks, from 25th of October until 21st November 2021. So it's very important for you to know this. If you think that, okay, I don't think that I have time to carry on with this course, with this particular semester, because I have a lot of things to do, then think about it as soon as possible, yeah, because you're allowed to add or drop in week 2 until week 4, and in week 5 until week 8 you're allowed to withdraw. And any withdrawal application after week 8 will no longer be entertained by the faculty. In other words, the faculty will not going to review, or they are not going to accept your application for a withdrawal if it exceeded week 8, yeah, or after 21 or after 21st of November 2021. Of course, here we have the final examination for 2 weeks, or roughly 14 days, 10 of January until 23rd of January, and the semester break is from 24th of January until 20 February, around a month or 4 weeks. Of course, my advice is, even though we are in semester break, my advice is for you to start the research, your research methodology or research project as soon as possible. What I mean by that is, even though that the research methodology and research project will only start in semester 2 for full-time student, but you can actually start your research proposal or start drafting your research earlier than semester 2 or before semester 2. So this is what I used to say, what I usually encourage my student for 𝐸𝐴𝐿 to do, yeah, to find relevant or suitable supervisor and to start drafting the proposal before semester 2 starts. This is because by having your research proposal drafted early, you will have more time, yeah, to develop your research, to prepare for research proposal presentation, and to prepare and to complete it, as well as to present it for the Viva for say. Yes. So this is advisable rather than wait until until the proposal presentation is about to be conducted. Then at the time you rushed with finding the supervisors, and then apart from that, start with your research. So that is, in that case, it is not advisable for you to do that. So I encourage you again to start with the research proposal, or start drafting the research proposal as soon as possible. There is nothing wrong about that. So here we have another question from, in this case, from Nur Azwana Zaini. Okay, it is very much possible to graduate on time for full-time for working student. Of course, if you follow the program structure that we have constructed before this. Don't worry, I will share this slide later on in the Telegram group. If you follow our program structure, and of course, you have met all the requirements as stated before, completed the 40 credit hours, obtaining CGPA 3.0 minimum, as well as passing all courses. Yes, you may be able to graduate. You will be able to graduate on time, because the program structure that we have constructed, they are constructed they are constructed in that way so that the student will be able to complete within one semester, within around 1 year for full-time student, or around 2 years for the program structure for part-time students. So I'm referring to the MBA and 𝐸𝐴𝐿 because MBA and Mscm, because for 𝐸𝐴𝐿 the minimum candidature is or the minimum period of time to complete the 𝐸𝐴𝐿 is 1.5 years, or for 3 semesters. So I hope I answered your question, Nur Azwana. Thank you very much for that very brilliant question. Yeah, it is very important for us to know about the graduate on time. I encourage you all to, to finish as soon as possible. But of course, it depends on, it depends on your, what we call as a necessity or needs as well. Okay, So here we have the timetable for our programs. For MBA, for this semester, we have 6 courses offered. Of course, full-time student will take all 6 courses, while part-time student will take 3 courses as indicated here. We have management and organizational behavior offered or conducted on Monday, managerial economics, advanced statistics, marketing management, and entrepreneurship. So these courses, their lecture will be conducted on the weekdays and starting from 7 until 10 p.m. So 3 hours. And on Saturday, we have one course, managerial accounting and finance, and the lecture will be conducted at 9 until 12 p.m. And these are our lecturers for each of the courses. Dr. Tini Maizura Mohota will handle management and organizational behavior. Prof. Dato Kasim, our dean, and our associate professor, Dr. Caroline, handle managerial economics. Dr. Lim Tian Sang, the director for PLUMS, handling advanced statistics together with Mr. Rosley. Dr. Bamini and Dr. Azizi, as well as Dr. Grace, handle marketing management. Associate Professor Dr. Ramraini handle entrepreneurship, while Associate Professor Dr. Rahimi, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, handle managerial accounting finance together with Mr. Jainurin Justin. In terms of the human capital management, same goes. We have 5 courses offered on the weekdays and 1 course offered on or conducted on the weekend or Saturday. Human capital management will be handled by Dr. Oscar. Human resource information system will be handled by Mr. Datu Razali and Dr. Siti Hasna, our guest lecturer. Human capital planning and development handled by Prof. Dr. Jennifer. Psychology and counseling in organization will be handled by another guest lecturer, Associate Professor Dr. Peter Vu from the Faculty of Education and Psychology. Law and practices in human capital management handled by Puan Sharija as well as Dr. Junaida. And management organization behavior will be handled by Dr. Sharifa Rahama and Dr. Sharifa Hanum. Same goes, all weekday classes will be conducted from 7 to 10 p.m. while weekend class will be conducted from 9 to 12. Later, I will explain about what we mean by the lectures, because even we have this timetable, 7 to 10 p.m., for example, it doesn't necessarily mean that the lecture will be conducted throughout that time period of 3 hours. Yeah, it depends on the lecturers to decide whether the session will be conducted synchronously or asynchronously. Yeah, because some of the lecturers will spend a few hours conducting the lecture online, and after that combining it with a number of activities that the student can conduct asynchronously in order to meet the 3 hours of lecture. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. So here, as a note, part-time student for intake September 2021 to take BH6013 Human Capital Management, BH6023 Management and Organizational Behavior, as well as BH6033 Human Resource Information System. So if you are a part-time student for Mscm, for this semester, you will take Human Capital Management, Human Resource Information System, and Management and Organizational Behavior. In your class will be on Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. And I forgot to explain that for MBA, for part-time MBA student for semester 2021 or for intake September 2021, you will take Management and Organizational Behavior, Managerial Economics, and the Managerial Accounting and finance. I believe that Plums already shared you the information about our program structure for both part-time and full-time. So make sure that you check on that structure in order to see the relevant course that you need to take for a particular semester. Yeah, in this case, same goes. The part-time student will need to join the lecture on Monday, Tuesday, as well as Saturday for 3 days. Okay, for econs, on the other hand, we have 4 courses. On Monday, we have the Advanced Microeconomics with Associate Professor Dr. Wong, and Dr. 𝐂𝐤𝐤𝐤𝐻𝐼 will co-lecture this course. Advanced Macroeconomics will be conducted by Associate Professor Dr. Sarma. On Wednesday, we have Econometrics, Theory and Application handled by Dr. Borhan Abdullah. And on Thursday, we have Project Planning and Appraisal that will be handled by Associate Professor Dr. Janice. Here it is stated that for part-time students, you need to take Advanced Microeconomics and Advanced Macroeconomics for this particular semester, while for full-time student, you need to take all these 4 courses for this particular semester. So I believe we have another question from, in this case, from Benedict. So all courses will be conducted online. Is there any chances to conduct physical class for this intake? Okay, in terms of mode of lecture, in terms of the mode of lecture, we depends on the decision made by the top management. Yeah, but as for now, okay, there is no information being informed to us whether the sessions are allowed to be conducted face-to-face. So for that reason, as for now, the session will be conducted online until further notice. Yeah, the session will be conducted online until further notice. Okay. Another question from, I hope I answered your question. Another question, in this case from Nurul Hasni. How about student degree that accept direct offer through UMS? Are we the students for 2021 session? Because currently we're still doing our business case study. This is a very excellent question as well. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Okay, if you are a direct offer student, we encourage you to join the lecture and to do the course assessment just like the student who have registered for the program for this semester. Yeah, this is because even though that you have not completed your bachelor degree technically, okay, once you have registered, once you have completed your bachelor degree, which means that once you have graduated, the Plums will help you to register for this intake, for intake September 2021-2022. So yes, even though you are technically still a bachelor degree student because you haven't graduated yet, but number one, you need to join the lectures and do the class activities for be it MBA, MSCM, or MECons. And once you have graduated, Plums will help you to register for MBA, MSCM, or MECons according to, according to the offer being given to you by the faculty. So I hope that I answered that question. So some of the students or some of the direct offer student, they thought that they did not have to join the lecture and to do the class activities or to do the assessment, either be it group assignment or individual assignment, before they graduated. No, you have to join, because otherwise you will miss a lot of weeks of lecture and activities as well. So for that, you need to join the lecture and to do the activities starting from the first week. So I will show the what we call as a academic. I think yeah, I have shown the academic calendar as I mentioned before this. The lecture will commence on the 27th of September. Let me show the academic calendar again. Okay, so even though you are a direct offer student, kindly join the class that will commence on the 27th of September, just like a regular student. So I hope I answered your question. Nurul Hasti. So here we have another question from Ismail Kanda. Mind to share the slides later? Yes, I will share the slides on the Telegram group. So kindly join the Telegram group. Here we have the link for that Telegram. And apart from that, you can also scan this QR code to join it. Currently, we have around 70 to 80 students that are already there in the Telegram group. So I have, conveyed a lot of information there. So please join so that you can get the latest info from us. Thank you very much. Here we have a question from Sharifa. For full-time student, is it possible to move 1 or 2 subjects to next semester, or is it compulsory for us to take all 6 subjects in the first semester? That is a good question as well. Let me share you the number of credit hours allowed for part-time and full-time student. Okay, so here you can see this is for MBA and MHCM. For full-time student, you are allowed to take between 12 to 20 credit hours. So if the course carry 3 credit hours each, it means that you can take from 4 to 6 courses per semester. So even though in this semester we offer 6 courses for MBA and MHCM, you are allowed to drop 2 of them and take only 4, because the minimum number of credit hours allowed for full-time student is 12. Yeah, so 4 times 3 credit hours is equal to 12 credit hours in total. The maximum number of credit hours allowed is 20, but we advise you to follow the program structure, especially if you wanted to graduate based on the program structure that we have constructed, or graduate on time, yeah, by following the program structure that we have. For a part-time, here the number of credit allowed is between 6 to 12. So if, say, for example, the course carry 3 credit hours each, a part-time student are allowed to take between 2 courses to 4 courses. So even we have the program structure where we advise students to take 3 courses per semester for part-time student as indicated here. There you can see, yeah. But a part-time student are allowed to take between 2 to 4 courses if each of the courses carries 3 credit hours. Okay, but we advise as well, same goes to the part-time student, we advise you to what we call to follow the program structure, because we believe that this is structure that will be helpful to you all, as we equally divide the number of credit hours that the student can take per semester. So by doing so, the student can carefully manage their time, yeah, so that they can complete based on the number of semester that we have included here. Yes, also it is not compulsory for us to take all 6 subjects. Yeah. So a number of students have done so, where even though they are full-time, but they drop a number of subjects. in week 2 to week 4, and some of them unfortunately withdraw a number of courses in week 5 to week 8. But once we have passed week 8, withdraw, add, or drop will no longer be allowed. Okay. So another question from Shafiqa Hanim. I have a question, how we want to enter the classes. Do we have any group for specific subject? Okay, another good question. Currently, we are asking our lecturer to send us their link. Okay, we ask them to send us the link for their online session. So once we manage to gather all of this information, we will share it to all of you. Yeah, either we will share it to all of you, and this information will be available on Plum's website. And apart from that, I will also share it on the group on our Telegram group. Yeah, so I hope I answered that question. Yes, we have each course will have a specific link that the student need to join. So imagine that link is the virtual room. Yeah. Apart from the link that we are going to share, or the link for the lectures, another important information that you need to know is our online portal. Okay, so here is the interface of our online portal, which we call as Smart Version 3. So this is the learning management system for all students in UMS. For direct offer student, I believe that you don't have problems about this Smart UMS, but for new students who have just entered or joined UMS for either for MBA, Mscm, and 𝐒𝐿, you need to register for this online learning system. Okay, and yeah, you can simply type learning management system or Smart UMS in Google, and then after that you enter this what we call as a online platform. But if you have any difficulty to register or to enter, you can contact this email address. Yeah, you can email our JTMK, Jabatan Teknologi Maklumat, okay, so Information Technology Department at admin_lms@ums.edu.my, or you can also call the extension here 207802 if you have any problem in entering the Smart UMS or Smart 3. Important for you to enter this what we call as online platform or online portal is because all courses will have specific page inside this online learning system. Yeah, so once you have entered this LMS or Smart UMS, you need to find the specific page for each course that you have registered for a particular semester. Yeah, because after you manage to get or to register or to enroll in each specific page for each specific course, then you will be able to gain much information about each course that we have. So in other words, once you have managed to enter this Smart UMS, you need to enroll for the Advanced Macroeconomics Theory Application and Project Planning Appraisal if you are an 𝐒𝐿 student full-time for this semester in Smart UMS to get all the relevant materials, to get the link for the online lectures, all will be included there by respective lecturer. Same goes for the MHCN and 𝐒𝐿. Yeah. So if you are a full-time and you are enrolled or have registered for the 6 courses, then you need to self-enroll for the Smart UMS page for MBA, for managerial and organizational behavior, managerial economics, so on and so forth. So all are included there in this UMS. Do we have to face-to-face register as a new student MBA since we got online register and by the documentation we have to submit? That means we have to come to UMS, right, to register after done it the online. Well, I'm not really sure about this, Sharif Ibrahim, but okay. So here we have Mr. Muhammad Rahman that can help you with that question.
I think I can answer for Mr. Sharif. Okay, for those who are already completed their e-registration and already sent up all the document through the Google form, so no need to come to UMS office, to our PLUMS office. So by doing all the completions of your registration, you have already done your registration. So you need to wait for 27 to do your course registration. That's the next step.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad Rahman. I hope we have answered your question, Mr. Sharif Ibrahim.
Yeah. So that's mean we have to wait for the 27. Is it September? For the
Yes, September. 27 September for course registration. It's online through your SMP.
So that's mean we don't have to UMS. I mean, because I got email from the UMS, which I got I have to register for the online, and then I have the document because I just get confused about the documents. Should I have to submit, or I don't know what to do with it?
Okay. If I can share my screen, Dr. Cesar.
Oh yes, for sure.
Okay, so Mr. Sharif, do you receive any guideline like this one I just show? All right, okay, Sharif.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the guideline that we given all the new students. So the guideline here, there is a step 1 until the last step for your registration. So the one you mentioned is about the document submission. So the step 4 here. So you just need to click the Google form here, and then you submit all the document that we needed, including your copy of your transcript. Okay.
So that's mean I have to submit in this this link.
In this link, I can share this to the Telegram group later.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, all right. Okay, Dr. Cesar.
Okay, thank you. I think we have a number of questions as well in the chat box here. One question from Farhana. Some document for registration needs witness as well as verification from JPN, etc. But now even to book for appointment to relevant government agency is very hard. So can we simply submit without the verification and witness? This one is for Borang Ikra.
Yeah, okay. For Farhana question, so we need the verification for the documentation, because for the witness we can be your witness, but for the verification we need the verification for each of your document from any officer 41 above.
Thank you very much. So another question here, how do we get our student email and ID?
Okay, for that one, let me share my screen. Okay, Okay, here's the back to the guideline. There is a step 5, which is the information reference. So you may click here. Okay, all these informations are here, including how to access to your new email here, cara akses email baru. Okay, so here's the step lah for you to activate your email, your student email. Okay. Okay, so another question from Nurul Hasni. Liana, can we just use the previous document that have been verification? I mean the document that we need use during degree, or need a new one? So Nurul Hasni, are you? I think you are from your final year student, kan? Okay, I think that one I need to verify with my officer first, then I confirm with you later, Nurul Hasni.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Rahman, for the clarification. I hope that it answered the question from our audience participant here. Yeah. So if you have any question, you can just email us.
Sir, I got a question, sir. Sorry.
Yes. Carry on.
Okay. I want to know about the the transfer credit. Can we get the transfer credit when we from the local university? For
Okay.
example. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that question needs the clarification from Mr. Rahman as well. Yeah.
Okay. For master level, for our MBA, Master of Human Capital and econs, we don't have a transfer credit lah, unless it is a degree program.
So that's mean we don't have any transfer credit. For example, we taken like previously like human resource management, and then we taken another courses from this university MBA. So like what I can give, for example, like I taken subject for the human resource, and then can I get transfer credit for the human resource as well in MBA?
So
I cannot have any.
I thought you are referring to the financial transfer credit. Okay, so you're referring
about
to
the subject.
you're referring to the courses that we have for MBA. So what you mean here is that the transfer credit from a bachelor degree to a master degree?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, in that case, we don't actually have that kind of what we call as a we don't allow for a transfer credit from a bachelor degree to a master degree, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Thank you. It is a very good question. Yeah, because at least it can clarify the fact that in order for us to apply for that, you know, here in our faculty, at least we don't actually allow for a transfer credit from the bachelor degree to MBA, Mscm, or MECOTS. Okay, so we continue our what we call as a discussion, if we can call it discussion or briefing session. Let me share you the screen again. Don't worry, we are about to finish this briefing session, so please stay with me. As I mentioned before, this is a very important platform that you need to get into. So try to register for entering the Smart UMS as soon as possible. If you have any problem, you can contact the help desk Smart V3 based on this email address, or you can also call them through this extension. So once you gain access to this online platform, then you can self-enroll to the courses that we have offered for this semester. Okay, so after you have self-enrolled to the semester, to each courses that you register for this semester, then you will be able to get the relevant materials for each course that we have. Okay, so yeah, that's all. So here again, I post or include the QR code for our Telegram group. Please join this Telegram group. It is going to be very helpful for you to get the latest info from from us, yeah, from the faculty and from Blooms as well. Or you can also type this link to join it. Yeah. So anything related to MBA, Mscm, MBCons, or related to Plumes, we will post it through that Telegram group. So please join as soon as possible. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much for Nurul Shafika. Yes, any other question?
Sir, I got a few questions honestly, but I will ask one by one, okay? Just to be prepared, like I'm asking just right now, if we got fail as an MBA student, just only one subject, how much we have to pay for the one subject? Like if just to be prepared, I'm just asking just like that for everyone to know.
Encik Rahman, how much is
Okay.
the amount?
Okay, I'm not actually from a finance section, but I can briefly explain. For 1 credit hours, we are going to charge 350 ringgit. So if your subject, let's say MBA, we have BM 6013, 3 credit hours, so 3 times 350. So one subject roughly RM 1050 ringgit.
One subject only?
Yes, one subject.
1,000 how much, sorry?
1050.
105. I see. All right. Thank you. And the next question is about the conferment. Is it the conferment? Is it the limit for the 3.00 GPA? Is it the requirement by the uni or the Ministry of Education?
Well, we don't have the information about the requirement from the ministry, but that requirement is as stated in the postgraduate manual, which means that that requirement comes from the university. But I believe that it is relevant for what we call as it is relevant for other universities as well. Yeah. So yeah, in order for you to graduate, you need to at least score a CGPA of 3.0 minimum. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that this is similar practice for other universities as well, a CGPA of 3.0, because unlike the undergraduate, where we have a lot lower CGPA requirement, but for postgraduate, it will be a bit higher, in this case, 3.0.
I see. So maybe this is the last question I asked, but by the way, thank you for answering my question. And the last question, it's about, I thought that since COVID just now, we can come to the, like maybe the university provided us to staying at the hostel, or, maybe staying nearest in front of the UMS, but um I'm not sure about it, but maybe the uni doesn't provided us just right now, but maybe after we like we get we got, can
Yeah.
we have that like opportunity to stay in the hostel, like maybe I don't know, maybe sooner or later, like 1 or 2 months from right
Oh,
now. We're not really sure about it, like about the hostel,
you mean the accommodation for
yeah.
inside UMS?
Mm-hmm.
And I also not sure whether there is an accommodation provided for our master degree student, but that is a very good question because basically majority of our students are are working adults. But yeah, Encik Rahman, do we have accommodation for master degree students inside UMS or provided by the university?
Okay, as far as I know, for master by coursework, unfortunately, we don't provide any accommodation such as hostel. But I think if you are, what they call it,
Research year.
they're doing research, I think there's accommodation lah for student by research.
Yeah.
I see that. Thank you for for each of the question for answering me.
And
You're
again,
very much.
Sharif,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to know more about our fee structure, we
Mm-hmm.
actually uploaded in our website, lah, PLUM's website,
All right.
so you can refer there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Sharif. Yeah, anything you can refer to the PLUM's website as well as the faculty's website. We have included relevant information there as well for you to check on. Okay, so I think are there any questions before we end this session? Don't forget to join the Telegram group. Yeah. Okay, so if there is no other question, I believe that's all from me. Anything else, Mr. Rahman? Do you have anything to say before we end our session, or anyone?
Just a reminder lah, for all new students, just to follow all the guidelines I show you just now from step 1 until last lah. I hope you guys already completed all your e-registration, because you need to complete your e-registration in order for you to register for your course on 27th. That's all from me, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, as usual, yeah, before we end our session, I believe that it will be very nice if we can take a group photo together. So if it is okay, kindly switch on your camera for the photo session. Later, I'll share the what we call as the photo in the Telegram group that we have just created. Okay, okay. Oh, Encik Rahman, work from home, yeah?
Yeah, I work from home.
Okay, yeah. Good, good. So everyone, kindly switch on your camera. I know kalau yang perempuan cari tudung semua apa, okay? Bersiap-siap lagi. Take your time. So, have you all joined the Telegram group? Sudah. Okay, good, good. Very nice. So I think that okay, maybe we can give maybe one more. We can wait one more minute for the rest. Open their camera, and while waiting, don't forget. Don't worry. This session is also recorded, so if you miss anything, you can just go. You can just take. I will share you the link later on in the Telegram. Don't worry about that. So I think I think we are ready. So okay, so I'll just print screen, okay, because it is more clear that way. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. again, ya, one more time. Sorry ya.
Right.
Saya simpan dulu dalam ni apa ni dokumen ni. Sorry ya. Kejap lagi. One more time. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe. All the best
thank you,
for
Doctor.
your study.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
I'm working. Bye bye.
Okay, stay safe.